Hey guys, welcome back to the Real Car Guy Reviews, where you get real car reviews by real car guys. Now today we're going to take a look at the new body style Jeep JL Wrangler. Now not to be confused with the 2018 JK Wrangler, this is the new and improved JL Wrangler. Now if you've been watching the Super Bowl, you've seen all the ads for Jeep and it's got some exciting things coming. Now with that being said, at the end of this video we're going to help you decide if you should stick with the old body style or go into the new and improved. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the YouTube community.
Hi everybody, my name is Michael Hu, FCA Jeep Expert Certified, and I'm here today to answer some questions about our new great Wrangler 4-door JL. We happen to have here a Sahara, and I will answer as many questions you can throw my way.
Perfect. Now Mike, as far as this Wrangler is concerned, what's one of the biggest things about this front end here that's different than the old body style?
Well, in keeping with the traditional Jeep logo of the 7-slot grille with the round headlights, all they simply did was they enlarged those features to make it more of an iconic, standout, easily recognizable Wrangler. Notice how the headlights creep into the grille, which is iconic of the CJs from 1945 to 1969. And then we come into the Keystone grille section, which is more of a tip of the hat towards the YJ Wranglers.
Now, I see these ones here. Are these new to the body style there?
The daytime running lights are included on all new models from here on out, and the turn signal is now included here rather than where it was located beneath the headlight. So better outward visibility, a brighter cast of lights, and overall distinctive design.
Now, what model is this one here?
This is the Sahara, which is our middle package. It's our most luxurious equipped vehicle with stylized wheels, running boards, painted fenders, and generally painted 3-piece top if you want the hard top option versus the soft top option.
Gotcha. Are those the same size rims that are standard on the other ones as well?
The wheels included here are 17-inch, and there's an 18-inch wheel upgrade. They have painted inserts, and it's an all-season tire, so you can drive it year-round with minimal road noise feedback.
Now, when we're coming up on the rear here, Mike, what are some of the differences here towards the back?
Most noticeable would be the tail lights. They're more sculpted, and they are LED when you have the advanced safety group. Incorporated in those sculpted tail lights is your blind spot monitoring and rear cross path detection. That's this wedge here located on the outside portion of the tail light configuration, and that will sense vehicles in a otherwise blind spot. And when you are in reverse, it also detects oncoming vehicles that are typically out of sight when you're backing out of a parking space. In addition to that technology system, there are also rear parking sensors to help you determine how close you are to an object, as well as a standard built-in center-mounted backup camera encased with a housing that is locked right in the center hub. of your fifth wheel.
Now, Mike, as far as the back end as well, what else do we have back here that's a little bit different?
To improve aerodynamics and as a result fuel efficiency, a couple items had to be changed. There was a subtle spoiler built at the very top of this Freedom 3-piece to help wind flow go over the vehicle and past the spare tire. In addition to that, the spare tire has been lowered for better outward visibility for the driver. The wiper blade itself has been mounted behind the third tail light, so it wipes up rather than down. And your jet has this floating island center to be able to kind of reduce the clutter of the former Wranglers as well. The license plate also has been mounted into the bumper rather than above it. And the Class 2 receiver hitch is still standard. With the trailer tow group, not only do you receive the receiver hitch, but the battery is upgraded. The alternator is also upgraded, and you also get 4 auxiliary switches inside the center dash if you wish to install additional electronic items such as light bars, winches, or any other power accessory like running boards.
All right, Mike, tell us a little bit about the back end here.
Well, once we have the tailgate open, we can see that there's a plaque bolted right here to the inside of this cast magnesium tailgate with an aluminum skin. Now that plaque there will let you know what your vehicle's dimensions are from the 2-door to the 4-door and overall clearance as well. What may look familiar to you is actually quite a difference. The old style storage box was locked, and in this case the tailgate itself acts as the locking mechanism over the lid of the door. Once you remove this lid, the inside panel does not have a removable bucket, but what it has instead is a rubber insert and a drain plug underneath. So for those days when you want to have something cooled down, you can simply drain the ice through the bottom once it's melted. The jack assembly for changing the spare tire is still located at the very back of the trunk itself. And when you do remove your doors and windshield, you can set the bolts correctly in their mounting brackets.
That sounds awesome. All right, let's take a look in the inside.
Sure. Before we open the doors, I want to point out that every window around this vehicle has been enlarged over the JK edition. So everyone can enjoy a little bit more of the outside comforts should they have all these panels and doors still attached to the Jeep. And inside, you see a new backseat setup with a center armrest folding down out of the third seat. There are air conditioning vents located also behind the center armrest with multiple plugs for power outlets and your window controls. Overhead, there are no more locking bolts for the 2 front pieces. Instead, the roof comes out much quicker, and in its place are larger speakers and LED overhead lights. First thing you'll notice is a leather wrapped steering wheel. The shift lever is also leather wrapped, as is the parking brake next to the cup holder. The seats have a high quality leather with white stitching, as well as the Sahara name embroidered into the seat. The seats are adjusted now with the crank lever for height adjustment. This is for lumbar support, and this brings the seat forward or back. The steering wheel is also telescoping now as well as tilt, which was a feature that is not available in the JK.
Now, Mike, the first thing that seems to pop out in here is the new screen. How big is that thing?
This is our Uconnect 8.4-inch 4th generation infotainment system. This particular model features built-in navigation as well as Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So you can use your own phone's navigation feature, or you can use Jeep's navigation service as well. The screen is customizable. There are multiple wallpapers that change the character so that it can be more of your styling. It works much like a tablet does, and it even does come with a protective screen cover, which makes this splash proof. The vehicle features cold weather group, which has remote start, an engine block heater, heated seats, and a heated steering wheel. Dual climate control, so your front occupants can enjoy 2 different temperatures should they wish. And most commands are voice activated through the integrated voice command with Bluetooth.
Now, is this new to the Jeep as well?
That is correct. This is your 7-inch TFT, which stands for Thin Film Technology, cluster display, which has multiple pages to let you know your off-road conditions, your articulation, your pitch, engine performance as far as temperatures, digital speedometer, and 4-wheel drive modes. Okay, now that we're inside the vehicle, we're going to go ahead and operate it and take it on the road. I'm going to put the vehicle into drive so that you have more exposure of the auxiliary switches that come standard with the trailer tow group package. And like I said, when you hook up items such as power running boards, a winch, or light bars, they're already pre-wired so that you don't have to drill more holes into this vehicle. You have the iconic 1941 wheelies, a new larger shift lever entirely, and what we see here is from a too high position, you simply pull back and you are a full 4-high automatic setting. It's a set it and forget it phase. So when you lose traction, the vehicle comes to life and takes control to keep you going straight. And you move it to the right is your part-time 4-high, which is standard on all the Sport, Sahara, and Rubicon models as well. But it is exclusive to the Sahara package if you want to have the all-time 4-high, and that you can drive on a dry paved surface without doing damage to your driveline. Push button operation for your window controls. It's a one-touch down feature. You can lock the rear windows with the turn of a dial. Your media hookups are located under this flap. Parking sensors can be turned off. Hill descent control, turning off the screen for less distraction. Circulating air on the air conditioning, heated seat controls, temperature settings, fan intensity, radio control, and your electronic engine stop-start.
All right, Mike, let's take it for a drive.
Certainly. As we use this backup camera, which is standard on all trim levels of the JL, we notice that the screen is crisp. The grid lines are active, so as I turn the wheel, the colors will adjust to where my path is. And going into forward, we're going to go ahead and see how the 8-speed transmission feels with the 3.6 liter V6 Pentastar motor.
So, Mike, how much do you get as far as gas mileage on the highway and the streets?
Well, with the improved materials that make the exterior, as well as some of the character lines that improve the airflow, and even this changed, slightly tilted windshields, you're getting 18 city MPG and 23 MPG on the highway with the 3.6 liter V6 engine.
Oh, wow.
Which is about 2 more miles per gallon better than the JK with the same motor.
Now, Mike, how hard is it to get this top off on this Wrangler?
The top is actually easier to remove than the JK model. And whereas in the past you had to remove the driver's side in order to get the second piece off over the passenger side, they are removable from either direction and in any order. I've already removed the latches from their locking positions, and by simply lifting, the passenger side does come out free of the driver's side, which is still locked in place.
That thing looks pretty light there.
It is lighter, and then there's a new textured pattern on the inside, which is more of a galvanized metal look, and that's because they galvanized the axles in zinc to make it rust proof. And you'll find this texture in other various components inside the vehicle.
All right, Mike, appreciate everything you've done. Thank you for going over in detail all the information. How can anybody get a hold of you if they want to buy one of these nice things?
Well, thank you for asking. So my name is Michael Hu. I can be reached by phone number at 480-487-6062. The information will be listed in the bio below. Go ahead and click like and subscribe to Real Car Guy Reviews on YouTube. Thanks for your time. I
Appreciate it, Mike. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm glad you guys got all the information you need. Hopefully now you have a better understanding between the JL Wrangler and the JK Wrangler. Let's get into the top 3 things, obviously, that your boy loves about the new JL Jeep Wrangler. Number 1, I love the interior of this JL Wrangler. Finally, Jeep Wrangler has an interior design that you can actually show off to your friends. It's no more just of the rugged look. It's a luxurious class of the actual body. Now that new touchscreen is impressive. Probably one of the clearest backup cameras I've ever seen on the Jeep. Hands down better than any of the Chrysler 300s. Hands down better than any of the Dodge backup cameras. The thing is impressive. Number 2, I love how Jeep year after year continues to hold their value because they don't do any drastic changes when it comes to their body. They know what works and they stick to it. Now with this new Jeep, they learned how to make it look new, refreshing, improved, at the same time still looking like some of the previous Jeeps. Now what this does for you is the Jeep owners who own the 2004s, 2007s, 2009s, they don't feel pretty much left out when it came to this new body style. They know that their vehicle is still going to be worth something because people love those Jeeps. That value is impressive. One of the only vehicles when you bring it in to trade it in still holds its value of what it's worth, especially when it comes to a depreciating asset. Number 3, customization. You can make this Jeep look like yours. Your friends can make it look like theirs. Anybody can stand out as their own inside of Jeep vehicles. You have third-party companies that continue to make accessories, continue to make lifts, upgrades, tires, arrangements. You can have it look like a monster truck. All the way down, you can have it looking classy and luxurious like a G-Wagon. Whatever you want, this Jeep can be customized into the way you like. I've seen some purple Jeeps, I've seen some yellow Jeeps. People do wild and crazy things with the Jeeps, and that's what it's about, their lifestyle. They want to take it off-roading, or if they want to valet it in the front of a very nice restaurant. It's up to them. Those Jeep Wranglers can do it all. All right, guys, now that you know the top 3 things that I love about the Jeep, let's talk about the 3 things I didn't like about the Jeep. Number 1, I don't like the price of the Jeep. You can understand the price of these Jeeps sometimes as you start to see them with the accessories and upgrades, and by the time you finish customizing them all the way out, before you know it, you're $60,000, $70,000. The one that we took a look at today was an MSRP starting base price of $50,000. Now, $50,000, you're getting a lot of vehicle for it. However, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, if you want to make it look as like all the ones on the road, you're going to put a lot of money into it. That price is a little too steep. And I think a lot of people get shocked when they come in to take a look at the Jeep and they see for a fact that it's $50,000 and they're like, wow, I thought these things were $20,000, $30,000 for maybe an off-road vehicle that I'm going to take out, on the weekend and things like that. This is definitely in the price range of a daily driver, and some people are not going to use their Jeep for a daily driver because it's not that comfortable. Speaking about comfort, that brings me to number 2. I sat in the Jeep Wrangler today and I realized at that point the seat didn't slide like all the way back like the way I wanted it to. I'm a big guy, I'm 6'2", 253. Now, when I sat in that Jeep, there wasn't too much room for me. Was pretty close up to the steering wheel, and that just wasn't that comfortable for me. Also, the seats ride a little rough, right? But it's a Wrangler, I get it. You have to be able to take the ride, but I did want a little bit of comfort with the leather interior inside of it as well. Also, to go with that, the ride. The ride was pretty loud. Now, I thought with the new adjusted doors and the new fitting and all the different upgrades that they did, I thought I was going to get a little bit more of a quiet ride, especially after watching some of the Jeep commercials. I felt like they were kind of riding in it, and it seemed a little bit more peaceful than what they meant. Number 3, the exterior. There wasn't just enough change for me to justify an upgrade if I had a 2017 or 2018 while waiting for these JL Wranglers to continue to hit the dealerships. Now, the exterior, I know I was talking about the value holding it year after year after year, but I wanted a little bit different. If we're going to have a new body change that hasn't happened in, I think, 8 or 9 years or something like that, I wanted to be able to see the difference this time around. And I got the headlights, I've seen it, I liked it, and I've seen a little bit more of the length, the door closing. Those things are all nice features, but I want to justify it to maybe step out a little bit more, especially knowing Jeep is not going to change this body style for a little bit longer. I want to be able to see exactly the differences, you know, without getting a magnifying glass up and close. And those are the top 3 things, man, that I just don't like about the JL. All right, guys, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe down low. If you're wondering which one did we choose, I'll let Mike Who tell you. But me personally, I like the JL. I mean, if I'm in the market for a Jeep Wrangler, obviously I'm going to buy the new incoming JL. Now, if I currently have a 2017 or 2018 model and I'm wondering if I should trade, I would probably wait just a little bit longer, only until the mad rush kind of goes over. These things are kind of like the iPhones when they first come out. You know, people are ordering these things like crazy and dealers are not getting that much stock in right now. So if you're currently in the market, I would go with the JL body style. But if you currently have the previous model of 1450, wait till the rush is almost over. Please subscribe. I'm out of here, guys. The fact that when you go to trade in your vehicle, people 9 times out of 10 can't recognize what year, what model it is. All the times in this,
Successfully negotiate 5 specific criteria in order to earn that badge. And first one is traction, second one is water fording, third one is articulation, fourth is maneuverability, and 5 is, I can't remember.
Perfect. Sounds good.
What is it?
Now, Mike, as far as price-wise, what price difference are they between the two?
The difference between the two is, let's try that again.
Okay.